Well, it's time to find out if we can indeed make the playoffs with the Vegas Golden Knights. We have Adin Hill in goal now. Still with this Sharks gear because he just got traded. He doesn't have a player face. Why would he? Why the hell would I think that a goalie would have a player face? But Seth Jones is here. Seth Jones, a real leader. He's got all the intangibles. Don't pay attention to the fact he's already been traded twice in his career. All of the intangibles. Ryan Suter, essentially Captain America. He's won so many things, like that, and this. Minnesota, yeah, you guys know about that success. Hamonic and Soucy are here now. We got Josh Anderson's grit. Think about Josh Anderson's grit. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Fucking looks more like Deej than Josh Anderson. Oh, and then this fucking douche. Yeah, that's what we needed. Our douche per line ratio simply wasn't high enough. We need Jonathan Marchessault and this dickbag on the team, and that'll get us to where we want to be. Rest assured. And then look at the Blues connection of Ryan O'Reilly and Ivan Barbashev. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can't wait to see this team make up a 10-point gap. Barbashev immediately got hurt. For like the entire month of March. Shit. Well, we have to send Ben Hutton down and hopefully not lose him through waivers. I need a left wing. It's going to be Riley Tufte. The good thing is we won't lose Ben Hutton. But yeah, we are going to play Riley Tufte, who we picked up from the Stars. He'll be on the fourth line. William Carrier will be on the third line. So we are, we're rocking a whole lot of grit right now. Whole lot of grit grinders on this team. Let's get Yuri Patera in there. And Adin Hill will make his debut. The Vegas Golden Knights. And he wins it. 5-4 in a shootout. Not bad. Not bad. Here to watch Toogie body anyone that has anything to do with the Hawks. Again, like, I don't have an issue with the fan base, but will I make fun of someone like Patrick Kane for being a horrible person? Yes. Yes, I will. What makes him a horrible person? All he did was defend his friend who... And see, that's where their conversation ends. As we beat Chicago. Good. Good. There you go, boys. Keep winning games. We're not out of this. We're not out of it. Okay, we might be out of it. What do we got? Let's play one more to get to an even 70. We are on 69 points, and we need 81. With 12 games left. I think we got it. I think we can make it. That loss to San Jose doesn't help. That loss to Dallas really doesn't help. You know, I'm starting to think that we just might not make the playoffs. I'm starting to have a bad feeling that we just might not make the playoffs. 3 losses in a row. Let's get Adin Hill in there. Adin, we need a run here, buddy. We lost to the Blues, even though we took 2 of their best players. We did beat the Kings, but we only have 6 games left. The too good to fail Vegas Golden Knights are going to fail again. Despite our changes to really kind of spice up the team. Oh, it's not looking good. That's it. Mathematically, we're out. We were out before that, but Now we're really out. 2 games left. 9 points back of the Kraken. We can try to ruin their season. In our final game of the year, the Kraken win it. There will be no playoffs for the Vegas Golden Knights. We tried everything we could at the deadline to try to get us into it. And we're going to fall 11 points short. We tried every damn thing that we could. In the Central Division, Winnipeg, Minnesota. St. Louis made it despite trading us Ryan O'Reilly and Barbashev. Chicago sucked. Atlantic was Florida, Toronto, Tampa, and Boston. And in the Metro, New York, Washington, New Jersey, and Carolina. So the New York Rangers win the President's Trophy. Chicago have the top odds. The Islanders not that far ahead of them. What was our biggest issue? Was it goal scoring? Yeah, we weren't up there. We were somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we were bang average when it came to most stats. Pretty much bang average. If we look at our team first, I want to start at goaltending. Logan Thompson, a strong .913. Aiden Hill had a .916 on the season. He had a .921 in 8 appearances as a member of the Golden Knights. Honestly, like goaltending, once we got rid of Robin Lehner, even Hutch finished with a .906. It's just Lehner had 5 wins and 20 appearances. So, honestly, our goaltending wasn't really the problem. Theodore finished with 66 points, but a -7. 10 points in 31 games for Ryan Suter. Not great. So much for that veteran leadership. Seth Jones is a trash bag. He technically played better here than he did in Chicago. Trash bag. Carson Soucy, not great. And Travis Hamonic, even worse. On the right-hand side, Kane, 21 points in 31 games. Shot 7%. Stone had 69 points. Josh Anderson with 15 points in 29 games. Not great. Not great. Colasar, 13 points on the year. March had 75 points. Carey 11. 1 point in 10 games, but a -6 for Tufty. Eichel only 62 points. Barbashev had 2 points in 10 games. Ryan O'Reilly had 7 points in 20. Fuck. Oh, Connor McDavid led the NHL in points. Yeah, Draisaitl, Zibanejad, Pasternak all hitting at least 100 as well. Top goal scorer, a tie between McDavid and Pasternak at 64 each. Connor also broke the 60 mark. You had Zibanejad, Draisaitl, McKinnon, Matthews, and Kucherov all hitting at least 50. Assist king, by the way, was Anton Lundell in Florida with 66. Defensively, 104 points for Adam Fox, Makar, Bouchard, Yossi, Pesci. They were all incredible. Hamilton had 39 goals. Ekblad had 38. Again, the AI are fucking insane. I am going to try to neutralize that because realistically, a 0 for shooting means they should be having 300 shots. Some of them end up hitting 400 because of the AI and how bad the teams are. So I'm going to try to neutralize that with roster editing next year. Kemper with 45 wins. Shesterkin probably lost out to Hellebuck for the Vezina. Great season for Hellebuck. He also, or Shesterkin led the way with shutouts. And that rookie race, looks like Bobby Brink was able to pull away from the rest of them. He is going to win the Calder unless they give it to Xavier Bourgault off of plus-minus, which, yes, is a thing. In which case, maybe even Quentin Byfield, who is hurt, might have a chance. We did not make the playoffs, so we're just going to be able to kind of see what happens here. And it's going to lead us to a very interesting draft where I think we're going to be able to shuffle the deck chairs even more. Although, in saying that, let's take a look at whose contracts are up. Right. So honestly, Aiden Hill wasn't that bad. He does want to come back. Dirt cheap contract too, you know. I don't see any reason to not sign Aiden Hill. Unless there's a really good goalie out there. I mean, granted, it was limited sample size. I mean, Ottinger will be an RFA. Anderson, Reimer, Nedeljkovic, Quick. There are some dudes out there. If that's the way we wanted to go, more Vegas style of bring in the big free agent. Logan Thompson is technically still listed as a backup. So, I don't know. Aiden Hill, not the worst guy to sign in the world. Honestly, I think we do just sign him. He had a 921 in 8 games here. I think we sign him. And potentially just immediately get rid of him. As is tradition. In terms of expiring defensive deals, Hamonic, Susie, they can obviously go. And then forward-wise, it's O'Reilly, it's Kane, it's Barbashev. All of whom can go. Kane's not even looking for that much. They can all go. They all sucked. Nick Waugh will probably qualify and let him go too. But yeah, the Barbashevs, the Kanes. Like, Kane wants to stay. I don't want him. He was terrible. So, yeah, we'll have a decent amount of turnover. Aiden Hill's the only guy that I'm worried about keeping. Playoffs, by the way, Oilers, Kraken, Jets, Avs, Canucks, Kings, Wild, and Blues. You also have the Panthers, Bruins, Lightning, Leafs, Rangers, Canes, Caps, and Devils. So we'll see how that goes. Aiden Hill has re-signed. And we're going to have a pretty new-look team for next season. Pretty different-looking team at that stage. Let's see who wins the Stanley Cup here. The Washington Capitals. After losing to the Oilers last season, they are the ones to win it. We'll see how they did it. Beating the Oilers in a rematch, this time in 7. So the first 2 Stanley Cup finals involving the same 2 teams. The Oilers could not go back-to-back as Ovi wins his second. I'm sure he can bring it home to Daddy Putin, who will be very proud of him. Very proud. In terms of the awards, let's take a look here. Connor McDavid wins the Art Ross, as well as the Hart Trophy. Adam Fox wins another Norris. The Calder did go to Quentin Byfield, man. Plus minus. It is amazing how much plus minus factors into awards, especially the Calder. That is a joke. An absolute joke. Ovi wins the Conn Smythe. Hellebuck wins the Vezina, rightfully so. Austin Matthews wins his first Selke. McDavid, the Ted Lindsay, and McDavid and Pasternak tie for the Rocket Richard. AHL-wise, first off wins the Sullenberger for most points. League MVP was Anaheim's Braden Tracy. Ponomarev scored the most goals. Markov was the top rookie, just some dude. Kalynuk, top defender. Joe Wall, the top goaltender. And MVP of the playoffs for the Calder Cup winning Toronto Marlies. So let's see what the draft lottery does. We obviously don't have our first round pick. Never mind, we kept it. I thought we traded it, and we just moved up from 10 to 2. I thought we traded it, and what do you know? Look at who won the pony. The Vegas Golden Knights have the second overall pick. It'd be too suspicious if it was the first. We did almost trade that to Chicago for Kane. So we have the second overall pick. Let's take a look at the retired players at the end of our first official season, technically season 2. Phil Kessel is gone, as is Corey Perry, the God Louis Eriksson, Milan Lucic, Michael Frolik, Patrick Maroon, and others. Defensively, Rich, I mean, what a dick he is, huh? Zdeno Chara's gone. It's a damn shame. Brian Elliott, also gone, as is Aaron Dell. No, now, you know I'm going to sit here and look to see if we can manage to trade this pick for somebody more established. 100%. 100%. So to the draft we go. We have some rights to trade away too. I highly doubt Buffalo would want to trade this away. Obviously not through Trade Finder, but just in general. Yeah, I mean that value, it's crazy. So in terms of the draft class, indeed, it's Michkov or Bedard. Whoever they don't take should be ours, unless we trade the pick. Unless we trade the pick. Do we have any offers for said pick? No, we don't. Are there any dudes out there who are worth the pick? Is there anybody out there who is worth the pick? Obviously, someone like that being on the block is unlikely. Same time, I am going to take a look around, see what big names are out there that we could maybe pull off this crazy deal for. Because right now there's nothing out there. All right, so really quickly, we know we're getting rid of some people as well. And let's shop their... Oh, God, the Burr pickup. Brian Rust. He's our guy. Can I get anything for Stalock? No, I cannot. Can I get anything for Hutch? 7th round pick to send him back to the Florida Panthers. You got it. You got it. Defensively, can I get anything for Seth Jones? Oh my God, I can. I actually can. Including the 19th overall pick. Varlamov in 2 seconds, LOL. Was waiting to see if there was anybody like a big name. Caps are willing to trade their pick. The Jackets want him back. It would be pretty funny to send him back to Columbus. You know what, Columbus? There might be better offers out there, including like the 19th overall pick. The fact that you're dumb enough to want him back, I will give you Seth Jones back. Why not? Let's take Kuhlmans and Beckman. You can have Seth Jones back. Go ahead, you fucking idiots. Go ahead. Anything I can get for Ryan Suter? Of course Edmonton would want Ryan Suter. Minnesota, I swear to God, thank God you didn't want him. Thank God. Edmonton loves themselves some old fucking defensemen. Let's trade Ryan Suter to Edmonton for a 2nd and a 3rd. Didn't really work out with him. Carson Soucy. Deal your rights for a 7th. Why not? Because we're not bringing you back. We know we're not getting the number 1 pick. Buffalo elects to take Michkov, which means we are in pole position to take Connor Bedard. If we so cared. Can I get anything for Hamonic? Trade him for a 7th. If we can get anything for player rights, we will. Ben Hutton's still here for another year. We're obviously going to have to completely rebuild this defense, which is insane based off of the defense that we started for. Patrick Kane's rights. Patrick Kane's rights. 5th and a 6th from Edmonton. 5th and a 6th from Washington. I was really hoping Buffalo would be there. I was really hoping Buffalo would be there. Oh, let's let's see if we can get Patrick Kane to play with Connor McDavid. 5th and a 6th from Edmonton. Fuck it. Josh Anderson, how well did you do again? You had 15 points in 29 games. 42-point pace. That's not brutal. It was certainly better than what Kane had. There are options. Max Domi in a 2nd. I don't know, I kind of think we keep Josh Anderson. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, we just traded Kane's rights to Edmonton, right? What point pace was Kane on? Just to make sure I didn't misread that. I actually did. So, I mean, he was on a 55-point pace that he played the entire season with us. It's Patrick Kane. Like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You're capable of more. He literally showed it. He was almost a point per game in Chicago. I'll come back to Josh Anderson. Oh my god, like we have destroyed this team in record time. March or so. Maybe now's the right time to move on from Jonathan March or so too. I don't know. Like we're going to get all these assets and then just try to acquire other people. Obviously we weren't going to bring back O'Reilly. We'll take 2 fourths from Calgary for him. We weren't going to bring back Barbashev. A 4th and Derek Grant. A 4th and Max Domi. Varlamov in a 5th. You know what, for the Ducks fans, we'll take on Derek Grant. Nick Waugh needs to go. He's going to be an RFA. Nick Waugh needs to go. Rasmus Ristolainen, who's apparently down to $3.1 million. Interesting. 2nd and a 3rd from Calgary. Detroit's interested. The Varlamov deal's out there again. Honestly, I mean, the 2nd and the 3rd from Calgary. Screw it. You go right ahead, Calgary. He's an RFA. He can go. Can I get anything for Nick Bjugstad? Alright, clearly Max Domi was meant to negotiate with us. So Bjugstad for Domi's rights. From there, it's kind of interesting who we're left with. It's kind of interesting who we're left with here. I'll see if anything changed, and it didn't. We have, like, the entirety of the 2nd round. So now is the time where we can kind of go around, see who teams are looking to trade, and see if there's anybody that we really want, like a big splash type of player. Because we also have, I would imagine, a crapload of cap space. Oh yeah, like $30 million in cap space. So this is the time where we had a bit of a teardown, and now we immediately rebuild. Are there any decent names out there? Obviously Ristolainen's a good meme, but not quite what I had in mind. Like, we got all the draft picks in the world. Are there any teams that are moving players that kind of fit what we're looking to do here of being a contender every single year? There is the Evgeny Dodonov signing rights, which honestly we might as well pick up. Nope, Montreal doesn't want it. What about Brendan Gallagher? A 2nd and a 3rd, Morozov in a 3rd. So we could get Galley pretty easily. Got Hoffman out there either who has no value whatsoever. I don't know if Gallagher's a big enough name. He just is kind of the biggest name that's out there right now. Yeah, there is a real lack of names outside of Brian Rust. And they'd only want White Cloud, who I'm not really interested in giving up. I mean, you could go for Jeff Carter. You know, former champion Jeff Carter, winning pedigree. 2 third-round picks down the road. I think we'll do that. Let's bring in Jeff Carter. I tried not to engage in the Penguins' teardown, but they just decided to go for it. Schwartz is terrible. That's a rough contract. There is a real shortage of names out there to go for right now. It's pretty rough. So we're just kind of stuck with these draft picks. So in theory, our centers next year could be Eichel, Carlson, Carter. It's not amazing, but it's not awful. We probably will end up using like Morozov and Pettersson to make certain moves. We got Marchessault for the moment, who might end up getting moved. For now, we got to kind of keep him, Stone, and Anderson. So yeah, I don't really know what we're going to do. We're going to make this pick. And we are going to take Connor Bedard. But what happens after that, I have no idea. I have no idea. Because if I immediately sign him, I can't use him. So the hope is that somehow a team's like, yeah, we'll take him. So let's sim ahead to our next pick. You have Luongo, Adam Fantilli, Benson, Musty, Dvorsky. Just scroll through that quickly for those of you. So, I mean, that's the thing. We could sign Bedard, but the second we sign him, that three-season dealio kicks in. Hey, Budai went to Colorado. You love to see it. So, yeah, the second we sign him, that three-season clock kicks in. And obviously now with Eichel and Stone, they're down to 2 seasons. So that's where it gets to be a little bit rough. Dude's apparently 3 years out, unconfirmed bouncer. Basically, we're trying to see... I mean, Nordqvist might be worth it. We're trying to see if there's anybody who is like that complete slam dunk. There are some people who are decent, that have decent potential and will have trade value. At the same time, we are going to go ahead and see if there's value in our picks that make it a little bit more worth it to deal them. Because again, we got a crap load of second-round picks. Including back-to-backs now. So again, no one was interested in Bedard. We'd have to work out that deal on our own. The 42nd pick, 2/3 in a ship prospect. Ryan Strome, a third in that ship prospect. Second next year, and a third from Arizona is not bad. That's second and a third. This could be where we pick up Gallagher. Gallagher in a fourth. Right-hand side next year could be Stone, Anderson, Gallagher. Otherwise, it's a second and a third. Just kind of seems like it's meant to happen. 42nd overall pick for Brendan Gallagher and a 4th rounder. Let's do it. Let's bring in Gally. And again, we have the pick after that as well. So Montreal took a medium 6, 65 Scuderi, so not a bad deal for Montreal. He might be a Brendan Gallagher. That is a lot of money in right wings. In terms of this pick as well, what's the audience for it? 2/3, second and a third, 2/3 again. Honestly, that's second and a third. That's for this year. We're going to take that second round pick next year and then a third this year from the Coyotes. That's a no-brainer. Plus, it's the 69th pick. So rather than risking it on who might be available, we just want to keep a consistent flow of assets. That is our game plan. And yeah, honestly, this kind of is like a don't draft simulator at this stage. But none of those dudes were like slam dunk. I absolutely knew they were going to be amazing. And that's kind of what we're looking out for. Unless there is someone who's a slam dunk, don't risk it. Just make sure we retain asset control here. So yeah, Damien, it doesn't kick in until we sign them. Doesn't kick in until we sign them, the whole 3 years and you're gone thing. So it could be AHL as well. Like, it's not just going to be the main NHL team. Because that'd be kind of cheap. Like, oh yeah, we let our prospects develop and then keep them. Like, it kind of goes against it. So there are 2 low elites that I'm interested in, and aside from that, there is like nothing in this draft that interests me. So we're going to go full New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, trade down like madmen. Just to keep bringing in assets for next year. And honestly, Ryan Strome might be the pickup next too, because that's pretty cheap. Risto can suck a fat one, but... It's a third and the fourth. Ooh, the second. Free Fallen, thank you very much for the 25 months. I do appreciate you. How are you? Alright, there's a couple of teams offering a second now. It's down to the 62nd for a 4th or a second in Varlamov. So honestly, it's either that deal with Winnipeg or we do take on Ryan Strome. Strome's getting paid a pretty penny. But honestly, that's the type of player that we want. I'm gonna pick up Ryan Strome as well. And then we know the Edmonton pick can go too. 3rd Third and a fifth, third and a fifth. A lot of third and fifths. Third and fourth. Let's take that third and fourth next year from St. Louis. Free fall, and I am very excited for Madden as well. Alright, so there we go. We traded down a couple of times. Like I said, that's going to be our main strategy here. Just trade down as much as possible. We don't have to make picks until the 100s. So we're just going to keep offering this and see what teams come to us with in terms of these picks. Third and a sixth. Honestly, I mean, Vetrano, probably not worth that amount. Third and a sixth. Third and a fourth from the Bruins. They really want this. Third and the fourth from Edmonton. A lot of thirds and fourths. And a lot of teams willing to offer it. Now Pittsburgh's interested in sending us Jason Zucker and letting us negotiate, which I like. I liked the idea of talking to Jason Zucker. We'll take that deal from Pittsburgh. Again, we have all the picks in the damn world. Vetrano, Silfverberg, Nemeth. I mean, these are guys that we can easily bring in. At this point, I'm looking more at the dudes that are being offered. Evgeny Dodonov's rights. Jan Ruda at this stage. Honestly, third round pick for Silfverberg and a fifth, that's a steal based on what we can trade Silfverberg for. Screw it as well. Let's take Frankie Vetrano. Let's just take all these guys and give us more options on the roster. Even Patrick Nemeth. Let's do it. Like I said, none of these picks really have any value to me. Honestly, we could pick up Olivier Rodrigue. Armia's available. It is a bit of a pricey one. Ruda's out there too. Let's go for Armia. Let's go for Armia. Another third rounder. I am interested in Ruda. DeSmith is out there now. Honestly, at this point, we'd be kind of dumb not to just take on Rodrigue. Still got so many damn draft picks. I don't even know how the hell this happened. I don't even know how this happened. Alright, looks like we've gone beyond the points of players being available. So a fourth and a seventh next year. Is that as good as it gets? What does this become? I don't know. But again, all of these assets, all of this pick hoarding is designed to be able to make a shitload of trades if a top asset becomes available. You have 900k left. Really? Is it that low? There's no way we only had 900k left. Oh, fuck, you're right. Well, in fairness, some of these dudes were on expiring contracts. So, at least Jason Zucker was. Whew, that money disappeared fast, huh? God damn. Now it's time to cap dump. Yeah, goddamn. Here, can I look for a big trade for multiple assets at the same time? I don't know what this is at this point, but it's gonna work out, I promise. Okay, I can't trade those three at once. Can I trade these two at once? Yes, I can. Third round pick from Anaheim next year. Boston's trade is a no-brainer. Third rounder and a medium starter. I'll take that deal from Boston. Alright, so let's go ahead, send to our next pick. We'll take those two low elites that we know that are out there. We'll start off with Rodney Trotter, who's a 51. And two picks after that, excuse me, will be Omar Strong, who's a 50. We get two low elites into the mix. 900k left in space. I always forget that it shows it there. And we just want to trade as many of these picks at once as we can for picks next year. Again, a third rounder down the road. Easy money. Easy money. Easy money here. And now, again, heading into next year, we still have all of the assets in the damn world to be able to hopefully make a ton of picks or a ton of trades, depending on what the cap situation looks like. But needless to say, yeah, we are wheeling and dealing. 6th rounder it is. Looks like we can trade 2 7ths at once. We'll take a 7th rounder next year. Let's get out of this draft. Done deal. So yeah, next year we already have 3 seconds, all the 3rds and 4ths you can imagine. But we are good to sim. We made 3 picks. Connor Bedard at 2, Trotter and Strong. And that'll set us up here in free agency. Or at least the re-sign phase. I mean, free agency, we got to see who's out there and then maybe flip some other people back. We have $9.5 million in space. I think we're going to be able to do this? Maybe? I don't know.